Hello, awesome soul here, and I would like to battle. Slightly cheesy intro aside, this is the Want to Battle tag 2016, started by Birdkeeper Toby, a fairly well-known face in the PokeTuber community. Now, technically, this is a tag video, so you are supposed to tag people at the end of your video, but Birdkeeper Toby was gracious enough to make this also a public video. Or, well, kind of, he tagged everyone watching, sort of. But this is kind of the kick of the pants I need to actually start a PokeTuber channel, or Pokemon-related channel, whichever you prefer to call it. So this is actually my second channel, although I will be equally focusing on both and pouring a fair bit of effort into each of them. Although, they will feature different content, obviously. So, there are 7 questions that were asked of everyone in the tag, and I will go through them myself. Starting with the very first one, what is your favorite part of the Pokemon 20th anniversary celebration? Now, this might be a bit of an easy answer, but honestly, it is my favorite part, and that of course is Pokemon Sun and Moon. These games, without a doubt, are my favorite so far in the series, at least at the time of this video. Who knows what's next in Pokemon's future? It could be easily topped by the next game, but currently, this is by far my favorite generation, as well as the favorite game. The storyline is beautiful, it's a lot more cinematic, which is very nice, and you feel a lot more involved with the characters. No spoilers, but especially the Elite Four, they feel like you've known them, well, with the exception of one person, you feel like you've known them going through the journey. A lot of the other games, you get to the Elite Four and you're like, oh, okay, who are these people? And you don't really, because I honestly can't really remember most of the Elite Four in other generations. This one, it's like, oh, this character, I saw him at this point in the game, you know? I don't know, it's just that sort of attention to detail and story building and world building that definitely solidifies Sun and Moon as my favorite generation so far, of course. Number 2, what is your favorite Pokemon from Sun and Moon? Now, I have to admit, I got a little curious, as I'm sure most people did, and I fell into the leaks. Yes, I actually did take a look at the leaks, and when I saw this thing, I knew it was going to be my favorite Pokemon of this generation, and that is, yeah boy, terrible Guzma impression aside, Golisopod. Absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite. Golisopod is a monstrosity, not only in battle, but looks-wise as well. I mean, it doesn't really look super menacing, but it doesn't, it just looks awesome. I don't really know how else to describe it. I certainly do love me some bug-type Pokemon, so this is a perfect fit. I've always wanted a bug and water type to be, I don't know, viable, because we've had Surskit for the longest time, and that was really our only choice for bug and water, which is actually a fairly good type combination. Now, when I realized what its ability was, Emergency Exit, I was a little disappointed. I honestly thought that Wimpod would have the Wimp Out ability, and perhaps Golisopod would evolve and not really become a Wimp anymore, and it would get Battle Armor or something, but no, it gains Emergency Exit. Although, description-wise, it's now more of a sort of tactical retreat, which is pretty cool, so it's like a tactician instead of a Wimp, I guess. But I was a little cautious about it, but I've actually honestly grown to kind of like Emergency Exit. It has its uses, but I don't know, I still need to play around with it a bit more to get used to it. I think it would be pretty good in double battles a lot more than single battles, but First Impressions is one hell of an attack, and it certainly plays in with its ability. Number 3, which videos are you most proud of making this year / most excited for next year? Well, as you most likely can see, this is my very first video on this channel, so I don't exactly have anything to be proud of. At least on this channel, I could list off things that I've done on my other channel, but that's not exactly fair, now is it? And I mean, this is a Pokemon related tag, so it doesn't make sense to plug non-Pokemon related stuff, or at least videos anyways. Now, the other half of this, what are you most excited for next year? I'm a little uncertain of this because if it means what I think it means, then that would kind of answer question number 6 already. So I think I will just skip that for now. Maybe in the 2017 tag, I will have a proper answer to this one. Number 4, what is the coolest bit of Pokemon merchandise you have gotten this year? Well, other than Pokemon Moon version, it is actually something I didn't have to pay for. It was given to me. It's always nice to get free stuff. So this was given to me by... I'm honestly unsure of their role. So let me just start from the beginning. I guess that would make a little bit more sense. I was out trying to get my hands on Pokemon Moon. I got there at the very opening of the store, picked up the copy, got in line, and had to wait a while because they were not prepared for the flood of people, it would seem. And they had all the copies of the actual game, because, you know, you would go to the shelf, pick up your game, but it wasn't the actual copy. You have to actually hand it in, and then they would give you the game. So it was all stored at the other till, which was on the complete other side of the store. This actually had 2 entrances and 2 exits. Yes, it was a rather large store. But we had to sit there and wait for the staff to run back and forth with piles of games to stock the front shelves so we could actually buy it and leave. Meanwhile, while the crowd was forming, this one lady, who I can only assume was some sort of Pokemon representative who was there to deliver the games and make sure the opening day went smoothly, was there with a bag, and she opened her bag, and she handed out lanyards to everyone in the line. I honestly was not expecting that, and normally I'm not one to take things randomly, because this person didn't really seem like they didn't seem like a representative. They didn't seem like they were from the store. So I was like, who are you exactly? That's why I said I was unsure of their role. But yeah, nonetheless, it had Pokemon on it, and I was all hyped for the game. So I was like, sure, what the hell? It's free. I will take it. If this kills me, then at least I will die happy, kind of. But yes, it is a Pokemon lanyard. A Pokemon lanyard from 2015, but a Pokemon lanyard nonetheless. It's double-sided, yellow and black, or black and yellow, if you want to switch it up a bit. Fairly simple, and I'm not really one to use lanyards, but it's hanging in my room as a little reminder of my experience waiting in line to get the game. Number 5. What has been the best Pokemon video you've seen this year? Well, it's a tie between 3, actually, and one of them isn't exactly a single video. So I'm sure this is going to be on the list of a lot of people. I have actually seen a few of the other tags that people have done, and this does seem to come up a lot, even in Birdkeeper Toby's video himself. This, of course, is Lockstin's Sun and Moon Mega Theory, The End. Now, this was incredibly well researched and incredibly entertaining to watch. Turned out, though, in the end, wasn't exactly accurate, although certain things were definitely interesting, like the whole alchemic things tying into Type Null and the whole chimera aspect of that. That was very interesting. Regardless of whether or not it was all true, it was still incredibly enjoyable to watch. If you have not checked it out, I will link all of these videos I'm talking about right now in the description below. The second one on my list is Toby's video. This one is Pokemon Theory, Ghosts, and Rotom in the Old Chateau. If you are subscribed to Vsauce 3 and enjoy those kind of highly edited, acted out on a set kind of videos, that's essentially what this video is, and I'm very glad to learn that Toby is actually doing more of them. So I look forward to seeing those. And the third one is actually not from a PokeTuber at all. This is only about 3 seconds long, but it is quite possibly the best 3 seconds of your entire life. And that is the Charjabug Cry high quality rip. Yes, this thing is... I don't really know how to describe it. I would just highly recommend going to watch it right now. Or maybe at the end of this video, because I still have a few questions to cover. Now we are at number 6. What should your viewers expect in 2017? Or basically, what should your subscribers expect from your channel? Because this, of course, is my very first video and the start of my channel. Or, well, the start of this channel, at least. So what I plan to do with this channel is basically a lot of things, but the main focus of this channel, at least for the foreseeable future, will be a more heavily researched and edited style video asking a lot of what if questions, like what if this was in the game, and looking more into sort of historical things and like possible inspirations that could make for good Pokemon, good regions, good gym leaders, etc., etc. Think almost what Gaijin Goomba does, if you've ever seen some of his videos. What he does for Japanese and other cultures in other games, this will be more so a look at certain aspects of culture or just random animals and how they would make a good Pokemon, or how, again, a certain myth could make for an interesting gym leader or something along those lines. If that interests you, you could definitely subscribe. I would love you forever. Not exactly, that's kind of weird, but I would enjoy it if you did subscribe. The other thing that I would like to do possibly is going to be my first video, depending on how things go. It's going to be a video talking about how to pronounce Pokemon names, and it's going to be more of an in-depth look at basically how Game Freak goes about naming all the Pokemon, and how you, as a fan of Pokemon, can have an easier time pronouncing their names. If that also interests you, why not subscribe? I mean, this section basically is the shameless plug section, so why not ask for people to subscribe? I don't usually do that kind of thing, but yes, why not? Now, the final question. Number 7. Name a channel with less subscribers than you that your viewers will love and should subscribe to. Well, gee, I don't know, 0 subscribers. Yeah, that's a slight problem. You can't exactly have -1 subscribers here on YouTube. If somebody does, point it out to me. I would love to see that. But yes, I can't exactly do that, and as I've said before, I do have another channel, but I don't really want to go off of the sub count I have there. This is just strictly for Pokemon. So you can't get any lower than 0 subs, so I'm terribly sorry. Now, this is a tag video, so of course I will actually have to tag people. Although, I'm not entirely sure the people I tag will ever see this video, but it's part of the rules, so I will do it anyways. So, the first one would be HoodlumScrafty. As I said, I have watched a few of the other tag videos that Toby has in his little playlist here, and I don't think I've seen this pop up. So yes, HoodlumScrafty, if by some miracle you are watching, please do this tag. I would love to see your, I guess, year-end wrap-up review thing, whatever you want to call this tag. Number 2 would be TheAuraGuardian. I have been subscribed to him for quite a while, and I would also like to see him do this tag. And number 3, I know Toby kind of tagged him already, but Lockstin. Not exactly a Poketuber, although he has become a honorary Poketuber, I guess you could say. And I'm unsure if you will actually do this, because, like I said, he's not exactly a Pokemon-focused channel, but it would still be very interesting to see him give his thoughts on the whole Pokemon 20th anniversary things, and so on and so forth. And that will bring this video to a close. I thank all of you for watching, and let me know down below if you have any feedback for me or just would like to leave a lovely comment. I, of course, have been the Awesome Soul. I thank you so very much for watching, and I will be seeing you next time, hopefully. Take care.